welcome to Main Street Nikki, and today we're going to do another DCP advice vlog. Yay! Also, I'm really forgetting how much I love these ears. These are from the Diamond Celebration at Disneyland 60th anniversary. They got them at Walt Disney World in Florida while I was down there for my college program. Surprise, surprise. And so yeah, I forgot. These have been sitting on my shelf for a while since I got home. So it's been 2 years, and I forgot how much I love them, but they're so cute. They're my favorite. They're literally one of my favorite pair of ears that I've gotten from the parks. So I'm really liking it. Yay. Anyway, let's get back to the DCP. Last time I told you why you should apply for the Disney College Program. Just like making magic, great experience, great resume builder. And today I'm going to give you some advice and just kind of talk about like the application itself. Because you'll go, there's lots of steps with the applying for the program. You apply for the program online, then you get a web-based interview, and then some people don't get this, but the majority of people will then get a phone interview. So yeah, it goes online application, web-based interview, phone interview. And the application, I've actually brought it up on my computer because I wanted to see like if anything had changed. Now I can't apply for the program because I graduated from college last year. Now graduates can apply for the program, but you have to apply for the program 6 months after you graduated from college. So like if this was last year, if I wanted to have applied for it after I graduated college right after, that would have been fine. But because I didn't, I just can't apply for that program. I can't apply for the program anymore. I can't talk either. Not a lot has changed from the application that I've noticed, but it's been a long time, so I don't remember all of it, but it looks kind of like the same. I'm gonna put a side picture here because the first part of the application is basically your regular job kind of application thing. Like there's nothing big difference there. Basic questions. If you have a LinkedIn profile, go ahead and link it to your Disney College Program thing. It'll give you that option. Definitely do that because it will go ahead and fill some of the basic information out for you. But if you don't have one, then you're just going to fill everything in. But I do highly advise getting a LinkedIn profile because, especially if you want to go further with the Disney company, it will look good to have all your stuff in one place. So definitely do that if you can, and if that's something, if you really want to make yourself stand out. So that's something to think about. So now we're going to look at this. I'm looking at it on my computer now. I'm going to show you all what I'm looking at. It says, please select your interest level in the following high need lines of business. So we go to so the first one is custodial, then lifeguard, quick service, food and beverage. I didn't know anyone who worked in custodial. I knew one lifeguard, and that's, if you can be a lifeguard, more power to you. It's like, I would not want that. I would not want to have to be like in charge of people's lives. But like if that's something you feel like you can do, then definitely, put that down. But just keep in mind, like I've heard really like kind of sad stories. I heard one girl when I was in the program, she was there too, and she actually had to ask for a transfer because she was having nightmares of like bad things happening while she was on duty. So nothing bad ever did happen, but she was having nightmares and just was not a good fit for her, even though I think it's just because the high volume of guests that Disney has is different than just like a neighborhood lifeguard. So definitely just keep that in mind, but if you're really up for that, more power to you, go for it. Quick service, food and beverage, I had a friend do that. She loved it. I mean, there were also obviously downfalls, but she really liked it. So yeah, that can be a really fun one with some of the locations. I'm not good working with food, so that I did not put that down at all. I'm just not. And then it says, please select all additional roles you may have interest in. So obviously they're going to consider you for those first 3 because those are a high volume need for Disney. And the rest, it shows on there: attractions, bell service, dispatch greeter, Bibbidi Boppity Boutique, Pirate League. I wanted to do that so bad, but I can't do hair. That's why I cut my hair. Bus greeter, character attendant, character performer. Now, character performer, you do that one. You do have to go audition, and I think a lot of times the ones who don't make it, I think they end up getting another role, but I think a lot of them end up being character attendants, but I could be wrong about that. Costuming operations, I had one of my roommates from a second part of my program. She did that, and she always came home with like really cool stories, and she got to be a part of she got to help like when the new Star Wars show stage, at that point it was new, the new Star Wars stage show, like she was helping with that and stuff, so that was really, she had some really cool stories. Front desk, I knew a girl who did that, she really liked it. House person, had a friend do that. Merchandise, I did merchandise. Thought I was gonna hate it, ended up loving it. Monorail, PhotoPass photographer. I was so bad. That was like my one regret of the whole program, is that I wish I had applied for PhotoPass photographer. But at that point, I wasn't really into photography yet. It wasn't until like a couple months after I had applied, and then when I was down there, like that's when I really got into it. But I really wish I hadn't done that, because I think it looks like so much fun, and I've heard such good stories. Like everyone I've heard who has been a PhotoPass photographer loves it. So if you're into photography, definitely try to apply for that. Recreation attractions, Cedar, not really sure what Cedar is. Vacation planner, wish I'd gotten that. That was my top, that was one I really wanted, but didn't get that. And then watercraft. And then it just says like if you're able to perform them, you have to choose that, yes or no. So those are all the options there, and I had a friend on attractions, forgot to mention that, and they really enjoyed it. She worked at Dinoland, and she had to do like Triceratops spin. I can't remember the name of the other one, like the Dumbo version, the dinosaurs. Anyway, she really liked she liked it. There were parts that she liked and parts she didn't. But I always thought it was cool, like, that they had to, not really cool, maybe a better word, scary. She had to, like, walk the track and do, like, ride checks and stuff, and to me, that would freak me out. Like, I would love to do attractions for some of the rides, but I could never do, like, Tower of Terror, because I can't ride Tower of Terror. It freaks me out. But I want to be an attractions cast member for Tower of Terror, so that I could wear the costume, because the costume is amazing. That's the best part of being a Disney cast member, is the costumes are so... even the dino pants that they had to wear in Dinoland, I would have loved to have worn those. Like, I just think they're so fun, but I love dressing up, so that could just be me, but I always loved the costumes. Like, they're so fun, and it's, like, better than having to, one, decide what you're gonna wear to work, and, like, I just think they're fun, so that's just me. And then bell service, yeah, I said all that. Children's activities, I had a friend who did that. She did it at Contemporary, and she really enjoyed it, like, and at first I was like, oh, I wouldn't have liked that, but, like, she was telling us some of the fun things that she got to do, and, like, they did campfire stuff. They, and then we went and visited her at work one day, and, like, I kind of got to see the atmosphere. I was like, oh, okay, like, that would actually be fun. So, yeah, if you really like helping with kids and doing stuff like that, like, you could apply for that. But the basic thing is, like, all these things are just options for you. Disney will definitely, they kind of take your preferences into consideration, but for the most part, they're going to see, like, where they have a need, and they're going to put you there, and they're definitely going to put you somewhere where you already have experience. And they'll know about that, like, when you do your phone interview. If you get to the phone interview part, like, they'll talk to you and find out, like, where you have experience in and all that, and like I had experience in retail, and my phone interview person knew that, and so he was like, okay, so like what did you do in these kind of situations, and what did you do with this, and are you comfortable working with money, and blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, I've done this, and this is how I handle these situations, and I've had difficulty. At that point I called them customers, now I call them guests, because that's the thing with the Disney College program, is you're gonna learn all the different, like, customers are not customers unless they're always guests, unless they are like super mean, then they're customers. And so if you're ever at Disney and you get called a customer, yeah, you probably have not been very nice, just saying. And so guest, not customers. Oh, pointing with 2 fingers, that's always going to be something you do. But I'll do a whole nother video. I need to do a video on that, of all the Disney College program things that stick with you. Because to this day I cannot point with 1 finger, it just feels wrong. So don't point with one. See, I can't do it. I can't do it. Gotta point with 2 fingers, people. Okay, so yeah, pick those, and but like when you pick those, my point base, I get off on the rabbit trail. I'm like, Doug, squirrel. But you have to just like just know that like they're gonna kind of take into consideration, but you could end up with anything. But it definitely, whatever experience you do have from past jobs, they'll definitely take that into account. Because a lot of the Disney College program participants are only gonna be there for a short time, and so. And honestly, like thinking back to it, there's so much training and introduction stuff like in the beginning that I didn't really start work until like mid-February. I got there like in January, and I didn't start work like I didn't actually start work until mid-February or like end of February. So like basically a whole month before I actually started work and was able to work like on my own and not having to have a trainer by my side every time. So like they want to make sure like when they put you in a role that it's not going to take you like a whole, like it's not going to be a big learning curve for you. They want to put you in a role that you're comfortable with, because if you are only there for a short time, then you won't have so much to, get used to. But if you are there for longer, then you can, exceed all that, and then maybe even go for another role if you ever get to like seasonal or full-time after your college program. So just then things to take into consideration, and just really think about like what roles you would want, because like I said, if you put attractions and you're like me and you can't ride some rides, then that may not be the best role for you, because like if you can't ride the teacups, I know like I can't ride the teacups because it makes me sick. Well, if you have to do a ride check, I don't know how that works. Like if you can't ride a ride, I'm figuring they make like no matter what, like if that's your job, you have to ride it. So, but I'm not sure, like they may take that into consideration and put you on a different ride. Not sure, because that never happened to me. But like obviously, like if you're in Tower of Terror, you're basically gonna have to do all those checks. So just take that into consideration. Don't try to apply for Bippity Bop. Like I knew that I couldn't do hair and nails and all that on little kids, so I didn't apply for that. So take that, like, don't apply for things that you know that you really can't do, or that you can't be comfortable in. Like, you have to think about it realistically. Like, yes, I would love to wear the Fidget, the Fairy Godmother in Training costumes, or the Tower of Terror costumes, but I know those roles, like, I want to be able to perform those roles. So you kind of have to take, as much as it's fun to Disney dream and stuff, you have to kind of consider it, like, the reality of those roles. But there's lots of, like, basically what I love about Disney, and I said this in my last video, and they say it in all their, like, promos for their Disney, like, their Disney careers, is that every role is truly a starring role. Like, from custodial to character performer, there is so much that you can do with your role, no matter what role you're in. I had a friend who did the housekeeping, and she still got to make magical moments. She still got to experience the magic herself, and because she made the most of her job, and she looked for those moments to make those magical moments for someone, or look for some fun in her day. And so yeah, like no matter what role is truly a starring role for you. So don't, if you get to the section, you apply, you're like, okay, I really, really want this role, I really, really want this role, and then you don't get it, don't like let it be discouraging to you. Be excited, because one, you're gonna get to work for Disney, and not a lot of people get that opportunity. I always thought like, okay, it's not gonna be too hard to get into the program. Like this was before, a little bit before I applied, but then I started like seeing videos and hearing stories about people who applied and didn't get it, or like they had to wait a long time and they weren't like very confident in their phone interview, that kind of thing. And like I was starting to realize, oh, okay, this is not gonna be as easy as I thought. And it's really not. Like, if you get it, don't be discouraged if it's not the role you want, because you're getting the opportunity to work for Disney, and like I said, not a lot of people get that opportunity, so take it, grab it, and make the most of whatever role you get. So yeah, that is basically the, I honestly can't remember the web-based interview very much. I was trying to rack my friends' brains for it, and they couldn't remember it very well. I remember the phone interview the most. That really sticks in my head. And so I'll do a video on that. I'm going to keep it separate from this, because I feel like it's just a very important, like the phone interview is my main thing for the application process, so be on the lookout for that, because that will be coming up soon. I like to prepare for things, so I prepared a lot for my phone interview, and I'll talk to you more about that in the next video. So I hope this helped. I hope that you all come back for more videos, and so definitely gonna be sending more planning videos coming up, because yes, in 17 days, I will be down there for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and the Food and Wine Festival. So definitely gonna be talking about some packing tips and things like that. I got my magic band yesterday, so it's getting real, guys. I'm really excited. And so yeah, make sure you hit subscribe and turn the bell notification on so you know when our videos come up. We're on Instagram if you want to follow us on there for some fun pictures. And above all else, we hope you have a magical day.